My name is Stacey Lee. I'm an assistant professor at the Johns Hopkins Carey Business School, where I teach law. Some of the things that I like to do, I am an avid runner. I like obstacle races, and I'm an aerialist. So think Cirque du Soleil, but not quite that flexible. I have a boy and a girl twin, and they're a handful. My students hear a lot about them. I commonly refer to them as the monsters, and it's busy. I practiced law for over 10 years, first as a securities litigator, and then I went in-house for a couple of the country's healthcare organizations. And I saw an ad for an adjunct professor, and I started teaching business law, and for me, it's kind of like bells went off. All of the passion that I thought that I would experience practicing law that never really materialized, suddenly that door opened up when I walked into a classroom. And I've been hooked ever since. I think that everyone has their different style in the classroom, and mine is very discussion oriented. I think the best way to learn about the law is to actively engage in conversations about not just what the justices publish in an opinion, but how that's going to play out. How is that going to shape the different industries and commerce that people are engaged in? And there are many ways to interpret the law. So we spend a lot of time looking at different stakeholders' perspectives on how the law and its application will affect people. I think the students enjoy the class, and one of the fascinating things about the law is it's always on about a 10-second delay. So something happens in the economy, or a social issue, or unfortunately a natural disaster. And as a result, the law has to play catch up. One of the courses that I teach is healthcare law. And what's fascinating about that course is advancements in medicine constantly make the law redefine itself for topics such as who's a mom, who's a dad, what does it mean to be dead? Medical advancements have redefined all of those, what we thought to be well-settled legal issues. So I think that always makes for ripe classroom conversations and a really interesting learning environment. Some of the students' biggest reservations about taking the course is, I don't know anything about the law. And I think that that is something they need to be disabused about. The law affects everything that we do, from the rate of speed that you drive, the air quality that you breathe, the labeling on packages. So while it may not be in a black letter law format, people know a lot about the law. And this course is most importantly about critical thinking. How do you analyze and assess the laws that we choose to follow, or maybe not follow, every day? If I could be Dr. Frankenstein and create the optimal experience for a student after taking one of my courses, it would be a heightened awareness of legal obligations, legal implications, and a refined critical thinking skill that you need regardless of what industry that you're in, so that when you're reading contracts, when you're analyzing problems, that you look at it from multiple points of view and really looking at inherent ambiguities in words and in provisions. I do like to think of myself as having a responsibility to demystify the law. When you say lawyer, after getting the obligatory lawyer joke, there are a lot of misperceptions out there. It's thought of as scary, as complicated, as ambiguous. And my role, hopefully, over the semester with the student is to accompany them on their journey as they debunk all of these myths and come out with a better understanding and better critical thinking and reasoning skills. What would I be doing if I were not a professor or a lawyer? That's a tough question. I do enjoy an occasional glass of wine, and while not necessarily compatible, I do love running. So I don't know that I've necessarily married the two together at the same time, but being outside, running, good food, good wine, and traveling. So if that's a profession, A, I'd like to apply for it, but B, that's definitely what I'd be doing if I weren't teaching law.